Everybody thinks theirs is the greatest, but that is the greatest love story right there. Lanco at Kicks Country 92.9, number one for New Country. Good morning, it's 9:34, and it's about this time on Wednesdays we present Ask the Lawyer with Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured. And if you've submitted a question in the past, we may be getting around to it today with some thoughts from Bruce L. Scheiner and his amazing length of experience in this area. So if you have a question, I'll tell you how to submit that in just a moment, but let's get right to Bruce and not waste any of his time. Would you please help me welcome Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured. Good morning, Bruce.
Hey, good morning, Todd. Nice to speak to you this morning.
Nice to speak to you, too. Welcome back from Big Sky Country. The last time we talked to you, you were in the wilds of Wyoming.
Yeah, it was beautiful out there, but
yeah.
As always, I'm glad to be home. There's no place like home.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And here at home, as I just mentioned a moment ago, because I wanted to touch on this, you have an amazing length of experience. Isn't this, are you into your 51st year now? Is it still 50?
No, we're going into the 51st year. I'm happy to be able to help people in Southwest Florida for all these years.
And what changes over the years, too? Your son PJ's part of the firm now and works with people every day on these very kinds of questions we're about to ask.
Well, I'm looking forward to answering your question.
Let's get right into it, Bruce. Here we go. And let's see if we can provide some relief, at least partially, for this person. My nephew was struck by a woman who ran a red light. He was taken to the hospital with multiple injuries and had to have surgery for several internal injuries. The police issued the woman a ticket for running a red light. According to a neighbor who was at the accident scene, she heard the woman say to the police that she couldn't see the traffic light because of the sun. However, when she talks to her insurance company, she says the light was green. There was no witness to the accident. My brother, a deputy, says the police officer can't testify to what the woman who hit my nephew said about not seeing the light. Is that true? Can we use the police report if it states what she said? Could a lawyer help us? I don't think you've got much choice in a situation this complex, but to seek help from a legal professional. Bruce, what do you make of this?
Well, it looks like a question that should be on the Florida bar exam because it has a lot of very interesting legal points.
Okay.
So to begin with, you can't use the fact that someone was charged with a traffic violation in a personal injury trial.
Okay.
So that doesn't help the poor injured person. Also, anything that a person involved in an accident tells the investigating officer is privileged and can't be used in trial because of what's known as the accident report privilege.
I see.
And the reason for the accident report privilege is so that people will freely and voluntarily tell the investigating officer what happened without any consequence to them. But the good news is that there was a witness that overheard the person tell the police officer that it was her fault, and that witness is not excluded. So this is a case which is a great example of why you need to call an experienced personal injury lawyer immediately, because if it was a call to my firm, I would have my investigator out to get a recorded statement from that witness, because that witness is key to the liability in this case.
Wow. You know, in all the years you and I have been talking about the law on Wednesday mornings, I thought I'd heard it all. I have learned something new today. I had no idea that there was a level of privilege to reporting on an accident you're involved in to a police officer. That's amazing to learn. But also in this case, an amazing twist of fate, I think you'd agree, that somebody, an innocent bystander, overheard the conversation.
Yeah, that is a terrific benefit to the injured person, and that's why it's so important to statementize that witness while the facts of the accident are fresh in their mind.
Right. And the part about the driver saying that she couldn't see the traffic light because of the sun, does obscuring, and I think we've probably talked about this in previous conversations, does obscuring the traffic light with the sun, is that an adequate defense?
No, that's a horrible defense. And yes, we have talked about it. And the answer is, if you can't see, you shouldn't go.
Yes.
When it's very, very heavy fog, you can't travel faster than, your vision or your field of vision is.
Right.
You have to be careful. If the sun's in your eyes, pull over, adjust your,
visor or something,
or do whatever is necessary.
Right.
But you're responsible for going forward.
Excellent. I knew we came to the right guy with this question. I knew your experience would definitely help out. And at the same time, a little benefit for you is it kind of took you back to law school, didn't it?
It really did.
Yeah.
This had more interesting twists and turns than most questions we get on Wednesdays. But that's why I look so forward to Wednesdays.
Yeah.
It tests my memory and tests my knowledge of the law.
Well, it's always a pleasure talking to you, and I'm glad that we were able to provide some level of, like I said at the beginning, relief for this poor guy. Thank you so much for your time on this Wednesday morning. I look forward to talking to you next week.
Okay, thank you, Todd, and I look forward to next week as well.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Let's give it up for Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured, and our question of the week. If you'd like to submit a question for next week, all you have to do is go to the website, kickscountry929.com, and put in the keyword Bruce. Now, if you've got a more immediate problem that needs immediate answers, and that happens a lot, please call the Port Charlotte office of Bruce L. Scheiner and Associates at 941-743-7777. 941-743-7777. And tell them that Todd sent you from Kicks Country 92.9.